Okay, let's see how this goes this time. I started recording and then the wind came up and I did not have my dead cat on my microphone, so I thought I should probably go grab that with the breeze. Anyways, it is now a early afternoon in mid-June. Those who keep track of the chronology of chewing the brew can keep track of it. Anyways, so another one of my growler beers from the taps at Northwest Beer Works. This time is Bale Brewing Company's I Love My State Parks, which, given that it's an ode to the state parks of Oregon, Washington, and Idaho, is of course a West Coast IPA. As with my previous growler, the previous video, this growler, this was the first time it was opened since I filled it yesterday afternoon. And it is a very nice Mir brand growler. This is my preferred growler. I love this thing. It is rugged. It's a self-defense weapon. And the latch style is easy to clean, easy to replace, and it doesn't get stuck the way the drink tank, whatever my other one does sometimes. Not that the other one's a problem, this one's just preferable. Anyway, so West Coast IPA, not too much of a head to it. I don't know how much of that has to do with how they decant the beer into the growler. A little bit there. I remember that took quite a bit to like that when they pour it, they're really careful to like make sure it's a full pour of the beer and not the head. And yes, I know that the head is the beer from like traditional Czech styles. If I ever go to the Czech Republic, I will make sure to get my beers, you know, properly headified, whatever. So they spend a lot of time making sure the head gets out so it's full of liquid. Anyways, so that's that. It is a light straw color, and it looks fine. Let's see how it smells. Grapefruit, some pineapple. That combination together kind of reminds me almost of a melon as well, though I couldn't put my finger and identify a specific melon that it smells like. But there's a greenness as well, so like the rind. I suppose pineapples also have a bit of a rind and have that green leafy top that could have some greenness to it. So maybe just pineapple. I happen to know that this one also features Citra hops, like the Stoop beer that I've reviewed recently as well. But not only Citra. This has Citra and Simcoe and Chinook and a couple others. Pretty standard Pacific Northwest hops, or pretty standard hops found in Pacific Northwest beers. I want to say, does Citra mostly come from New Zealand? I don't recall. I seem to have some association in my mind between Citra and New Zealand, but if so, then that wouldn't make sense in a beer that's about the Pacific Northwest's state parks. So probably not. It smells very nice, like a lot of the modern West Coast IPAs. There is a greenness, a verdancy to it, but it is mostly not about the tropical, smooth, like hazy aromas, but definitely the fruity pineapple and orange and grapefruit and things like that. Well, let's see how it tastes. Yeah, that's a West Coast IPA. While the fruits do play a part, it is primarily and mostly about that beautiful green, verdant, like grass and pine trees. Not like grassy fields necessarily, but more pine trees and maybe the grasses and such you'll find under them, that deep, rich. But it does feel like there's two parts to this beer. The piney resinous hops kind of hang out over here, and the fruity, almost juicy notes, which it's like navel oranges and maybe some apricot. I'm not really tasting pineapple per se. Hang out over here. And they're happening at the same time. It's not like this is the beginning and this is the ending. They're both there at the same time, and they're not in conflict with each other, but they are distinct. Like, you can tell them apart. They're two different aspects of this beer. And really that's for the whole course of the beer. Given the really significant hoppiness, especially the pine that really builds and has that beautiful juniper brush kind of thing that I just love about a West Coast IPA. You know, that comes pretty quickly, but then you also have this fruity juiciness going on at the same time, and you'd expect that to be at the outset, and then you'd kind of expect the hops to take over, but they're like both there all together. That's pretty cool. It's not unpleasant. It's not like it's bifurcated or confused. It's surprising to me how distinct those two different characteristics are, and how they both like coexist, how early the hop comes in, how late those fruity notes, which I suppose are the hops too, how early the piney resinous hops come in, and how late those fruity flavors are still there. Let's phrase it that way. That's a tasty beer. I'm going to enjoy this. I'm recording this on Father's Day weekend, and this was my pick for my own special drink to be drunk this weekend. I will not finish the 64 ouncer today. Not a chance. Have a family get together this evening anyways that I have to be, sane enough to drive towards. So, I try to moderate myself and so forth. Anyways, this is a good beer. I enjoy it. This is a 3-star beer. Yeah, I believe Bale Breaker says that a portion of the proceeds from this beer go to are donated to the state parks in Oregon, Washington, and Idaho. For those of y'all who live out here, state parks are awesome in these states. They are just, the beauty in this area is really significant and surprising, especially if you're not from or you haven't spent any time in the Northwest. Having spent time in the Midwest, 2 places in the Midwest, and in California, and then here, the mountains of California are pretty, and the plains of Oklahoma are really dramatic, and I love seeing the horizon, full sunrise to sunset, which is something I don't really get to see here in Washington, though I do have a view over the prairie kind of towards the mountains for our sunsets. But the state parks in these particular states are particularly beautiful in my experience. And this beer appears to be an ode to them, and I think that's well deserved. And I will appreciate it for that, and I will appreciate it for the fact that it is a quality beer. Anyways, this is me, Matthew, drinking and enjoying this growler. I love my state parks by Bale Breaker Brewing Company. I will catch y'all on the flip side.